Chill on the beach.
All I did was just wet the whole fucking screen. I wet the whole fucking screen. Yo!
I saw the fucking waterfall. I said, "This is some new special effect shit. What the fuck is going on?"
They didn't tell me that Sosa was a champagne edition. What's up, everybody?
It's awesome. It'll be awesome.
What's up, everybody? This is a Breeze Shooter Social NOSTRA collaboration, and today's show is sponsored by Create Leverage Clothing. Today's show is sponsored by Create Leverage Clothing. If you want finer wear, go to www.createleverageco.com, and that's create with a K. Don't forget to use promo code BREEZE15. Peace. We are Breeze Shooters Podcast. We are the show that brings you news, sports, poker, and everything in between.
We love the tweeters.
I gotta let my man get right. I gotta let him get right. And today, man, Chris, I think today we got a big one, man.
You've been taking shots, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, man.
Christian, today was a step back 3. No, but today we got the talented Rolando Molina. He's been, Chris, I was looking at his IMDb, close to 100 films, TV shows. Close. He's right in that area. Notable shows, Chris, you ask? He got his break. He got his break in an American classic, American Me, the Mexican gangster movie.
Yeah, that's a classic. That is a classic movie.
Next classic, Friday After Next. That was part 2. Okay. He was in that. He was Joker. He's been in Family Guy, and he's been in American Dad. Those are 2 iconic animation cartoons. Yeah. Shameless.
Wow.
CSI Miami. Sons of Anarchy.
I remember him from Sons of Anarchy. Yes.
Chris, do you remember Dexter? He was in Dexter. The serial
Dexter's
killer.
Coming back. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. The show is coming back.
He's been in big movies such as Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey. Most recently, he's been in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And he appeared in Virtuosity with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. And Chris, there's a bunch of other movies that I don't know you with.
No, when you told me who you got lined up for today, all I thought it was about that Wayne Gretzky saying you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And you're taking shots, and God bless you, man. God bless you, man.
Did he tell me no? But you keep shooting, man. I want to thank DJ EFN from Drink Champs. Really, really cool dude. Great interview. Got to learn a little bit about the podcast game. Got to learn a little bit about what's going on with the Joe Budden podcast and other podcasts.
Okay.
And how the struggles they had in the beginning before they got to deal with Revolt. So really good interview, really good dude, and really really glad that he gave us the opportunity. So thank you, DJ EFN.
Yes, sir.
He's a friend of the show now. He subscribes to our IG page, so that's really nice. So Chris, the word on 8th Avenue is that you're running away from tall women that are screaming red light, green light.
Yo, we got something cooking. But what? I don't know. I thought it was a lot of hype, but the Squid Games thing, Lou, the thing. Now, I was having a conversation with my girl the other day, and I told her, what can they come up with? Because I like the survival game. I like it could be a reality show. If it's a competition, I like shit like that. I don't know if you remember the movie with Ice-T. Was it Surviving the Game?
I don't remember the name, but that's a classic right there. Ice-T bodied that role.
Yes. So I love movies like that. So when I saw the Squid Games, I'm like, holy shit, this is some shit right here. But after it was all said and done, listen, season number 1,
Phenomenal.
amazing, exactly. So I was asking my girl, I wonder how is it gonna be? So we started coming up with plot. I don't think the cop is dead.
You know
I
what?
don't think the cop is dead.
I binged. I saw the whole thing, but I fell asleep in between a couple of episodes.
All right, so
But
you should have told me. I just
no,
fucked it up for you.
no, listen. I don't even know who the cop is, so we're good. Oh no, yeah, no, I do know the cop. Korean. Tell you, yo, Chris, tell me, after like 20, 30 minutes in, you're not even races out the window. It's just like you're all for the guys. Like, oh man, I hope this guy makes it. The old man is the one that got me. The old man, when I seen him, I said, yo, that is so real, man.
No, and this is why it's funny you get into the old man, because I'm watching it and I tell my girl, I said, listen, these fucking writers are motherfuckers, because you're emotionally you're gonna get attached to the old man with the tumor and he can't even hardly walk this way that way. So I'm like, and I know he's gonna die. There's no way because these games, red light, green light, okay, I could see him surviving that, but the other more physical competitions.
No, Chris, the way he was moving that red light green, I didn't think he was gonna make it to the end. I said no.
He was like hunched. He was hunched.
No, but it worked. It worked to strategy because he was still as fuck. I can see myself. I can see me and you running like that scene when the kid falls and the guy grabs his shirt and the shirt just starts ripping. Oh shit!
Don't give away the scene.
Oh,
we have to replay that one. But no, phenomenal, highly recommended. Just so you know, I didn't hear. I read that December 2022, season 2 is going to come out. So we got a whole year to wait for the season 2.
And this is the funny thing. My daughter, she's telling me, Dad, this game, because she's all into that anime stuff.
Yeah,
says, Dad, you gotta watch the Squid Games. The name alone. I say, yeah, whatever. And then I said, yeah. Then one day I told her, I said, you're corny. You don't know what's fly. Fast forward, I'm at the dentist and I'm getting a procedure done, and the dentist's like, yo, have you seen Squid Game? He's all in my mouth. I said, no. I'm not. Yo, isn't the dentist? They want to have conversation with guys with their elbows all the way in your mouth. It's like, yo, really? That's what you want to talk to me? So he told me. I went home. I started watching the first episode. I said, oh man, I like this. You know what? I like the concept of people down and out. I like the concept of people down and out, and they only got that one shot. And it's like that's what hooks you, because you're rooting for them. You want them to win.
Yeah, and the Pakistani dude, that one got me because he genuinely had a good heart.
He did.
He genuinely had a good heart. And even after he beat the dude, the dude came up with an idea. We could do this together. He was still in his heart. In his heart, he said, all right, whatever, that one got me. At the end of the day, I don't know. They decided to make teams and shit. But I'm over here thinking, no, you have to look, but
because of the gang fights that were happening when the lights went out. Yo, it turned into American Me, man. They would.
I thought.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it yet, you might want to turn it off.
Speaking of, I know I'm all over the place. American Me, I found out that I saw an interview with Danny Trejo.
Yeah, Danny
Trejo. The Machete.
Yeah.
They went after John. What's his name? The Mexican dude, the protagonist from American Me, John.
Elmo. John Edward. Edward
James Olmos.
Yes.
Yeah. Elmo is from Sesame Street, but So because the Mexican Mafia really didn't like the portrayal of that movie. Yeah.
Really?
I think they felt the raping, the rape, the raping scenes in the prison, I think that it really they weren't too fond of how was that portrayed. True or not, they just didn't like it. You know, Mexicans are real machista and shit like that. I don't fuck around.
That's a good question for Rolando. See if there's any truth to that. Because you know him and Danny, they did a couple of movies together. They've been in several movies together. So I'm pretty sure they probably know each other.
Chappelle Show, have you seen it? The Chappelle, the closer.
He's the GOAT, man. Chris, I know what you're gonna say. You got to go back and see it a second time. Some stuff that he was saying was just like, woof. I had to rewind. I said, did he just say that line he said with when he starts talking about how blacks were attacking Asian people and hitting them? He goes, that's how it felt in my body. The blacks were winning. They were killing.
Yeah,
I was like he's just Corona. Yeah. I was wow. Yo,
no, I know. No, I got it.
That's like Biggie dropping a line right there. That was a fucking bar. I was like, oh shit.
No, I'm not saying the stand-up was bad. I actually really liked the stand-up, the show, the closer. Was that when you say the GOAT? I'll put him top 3, but the GOAT, you know, you would have to put him above Richard Pryor.
I think so.
You would have to put him above Eddie Murphy. I think Eddie Murphy's stand-up, Delirious and Raw, are ridiculous.
Chris, in one sense, you're right. People, and I get mad at people that do this, like they're in the moment. Oh, this guy's the best.
Exactly.
But what I'm trying to say is, though, I'm looking at the body of work that he put up on Netflix. This series right here, Chris, if you've seen what the hell he was talking about, he essentially tied all those
everything up.
Yep. To me, that is genius. Nobody's ever done something like that.
Yes.
It's almost like he told the story in reverse. He's telling you on the closer, he goes, this is the reason why I was saying the things I was. And then when he breaks down what it means to be a feminist, he goes, I'm a feminist too. So it was just, it's total brilliance, man. Like his wordplay and the way he was tying things together was just amazing. For me, I personally think he's the best. I just think his observations, the way he could tie things together, the way he sprinkles in the story about the transgender person that Daphne, that was amazing. I mean, it's unfortunate what happened, but it's just the way he pieces everything together. I think he's phenomenal. Hey, Chris, these specials, they were 3-4 months apart. He's not waiting a year and giving you another special. He was banging them out like every 3 months. So
they were all good, because you could, you know, they and I've heard comedians say this. You know, it's hard to come out with 2 or 3 specials in a year, because I didn't know a lot of work goes into you doing a special, because while you're touring, you're getting the best material from the stuff, and that's how you put it all together, and then you do your special. But no, you use the word, a perfect word to describe him. He was fucking brilliant.
He was.
And a lot of people are not gonna, and I'm not trying to call people stupid or dumb, but a lot of people are not gonna understand, are not gonna see what you saw in him, what we saw in him tying those, I think it was 4 specials together.
Yeah.
You know, his Sticks and Stones was amazing, and Equilibrium, I think it was the one he's in. I think it's in Texas, and he starts talking of Iceberg Slim.
Yeah,
you don't know that story.
Yeah,
amazing.
Man.
So that one right there. But no, definitely, Lou, brilliant. What I call him the GOAT. I'm a personal super fan of his, but I have to. I guess I have to. And you know what? It's like the LeBron and the Michael Jordan debate. You know, I think to a certain point, it's all your perspective and your opinion. I believe Kevin Hart is funny.
No, Kevin Hart is super funny.
You know, people out there might not. He's not that. Kareem doesn't think he's funny. So
Kevin Hart's problem is success, it changed his material. In the beginning, Kevin Hart was his stand-up was they were killers. He had knee slappers, but what happened? Success happened so quick for him. He didn't really have time. Even though I think the last special he did in his house was pretty good. I thought it was okay, but the ones in between they weren't that good.
I think I fell asleep watching the last one. I gotta go back and take a look at it. See, the thing is, it's funny you bring that up because the success part. Now I gotta be a little bit careful what I say and how I say it. And he already Chappelle, mentioned him in his last stand up. Chappelle said Kevin Hart worked all his life, dreamed all his life to go to the Oscars, and when he gets they dig up some tweets from 11 years ago. So Kevin Hart's a businessman and a very successful one at that. He has a brand. He doesn't want to hurt his brand. Chappelle, it's Chappelle, and he stood by that comedy of. And I'm watching the show, Lou, and to be completely honest, and we're assholes, so we might not see things. I want my girl to see it to see it from her perspective. He didn't really trash the fucking transgender people. He didn't trash them. The jokes were jokes, and then the story that tied in.
Yeah, no, I think the premise of a lot of his comedy for that special was that he doesn't have a problem with the transgender community. His problem is that they're a relatively new group compared to blacks, and that they have more rights than blacks, or they have more privileges than black. So that
exactly,
and that's the parallel that he was kind of like drawing on. He's like he used a good analogy. He said a transgender person, if he gets into trouble, he could easily call the cops. However, that wouldn't apply to a black transgender person because he would still have to deal with the issues that they deal with society.
Yeah,
exactly. No. So, and I think that's what
made it brilliant.
That's what they took offense of. I think that, and some of the other stuff. But you're right. I didn't think it was terribly horrible. But you know what? But each person is a little different on how they're going to receive comedy. But what they're saying though is that his special is supposed to do something because it's supposed to it's really speaking to the people that are woke. They use that term all the time, that keep your eyes open. There's a lot going on, and there's changes that need to be had, and I think that's what he was kind of like getting at.
No, 100%. He was clear on that.
Yeah.
My thing is, these times we're living, Lou, and I know, we've had conversations about this, and Chappelle says a couple of jokes about the transgender and the LGBTQRSTIV community, and they make it all into a big thing, and they'll start using those, and same thing goes with the Black Lives Matter, but in the Black Lives Matter thing, it's a little bit more serious because the fight has been a lot longer. The civil rights have been stepped on for so many years, and that's what I'm glad you pointed out. That's what he's talking about, but
don't get it twisted though. He also, in the special, he's talking about the what you call the struggles of the gay man and what they had to go through. But he's just saying that it was a different core of gay folks back then, that they were tougher and they fought for their rights. And he says it's just like what you was just alluding to, folks are just built a little different now, and it's just quick to cancel somebody, whereas things were being handled differently in back in the day.
Kudos to Spotify for putting a stop to the bullshit that they wanted to cancel Joe Rogan for something he said months ago. Kudos to Netflix for putting out the statement, we're not canceling David Chappelle's show, because that's the problem. You give in to this Mickey Mouse bullshit, and then we find ourselves in such a weak-minded world.
That's crazy. Chris, I got Rolando. Let me bring him in.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Now we can hear you. What's up, Rolando?
Damn, dude, this shit got complicated, bro.
Yo, bro, you had me scared there. I was like, oh shit.
No, I was like, wait, I got to call, I got to allow the camera. What else I got to do?
What's going on, man? How's everything?
Man, I was trying to get back home so I could do this meeting from home, man, but I got caught up with an audition and helping out a buddy with his audition. So now I'm in my car. So it's all good though. We can do this in my car.
No, hey,
yes,
listen.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's how interviews are done today, man. It's where you're at. It's remote. It's mobile.
That's right. We mobile.
So Chris, I don't know if you're familiar with Rolando's story, but it is a true American tale where, you know, a young boy migrates over to the States and he becomes a Hollywood star. So let's pick it up from there, Rolando. How does this happen for you, man?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a star, a Hollywood star, or a celebrity or anything like that. First, I consider myself to be a struggling working actor, which I'm good with, you know, with that title. But yeah, man, that's the way the story goes. You know, my mom, she came over to this country, fleeing a civil war from our country in El Salvador, and you know, brought me and my little brother, single mom. You know, and grew up here since I was about 4 years old, and you know, grew up with the whole. You know what's? I just realized something. Holy shit! I'm actually near the apartment where I grew up when we arrived here in the United States in Hollywood, right off of Sunset in Hobart. I'm literally down the street. Holy shit! Okay, wow. So we arrived here. We arrived here, and you know, I grew up with the whole magic of movies, man. You know, my mom would take me and my little brother to the movies every Saturday without fail, and I watched amazing movies. I saw Jaws. I saw Star Wars on the big screen. You know, all these movies. So you know, so the little mustard seed was already planted in me as a youngster with the fascination and love for film, but the mustard seed that planted the actor in me was a whole different story, you know. So
the story has it that you had the passion for the films to make movies, but however, how you got your break was through a security guard job over at the Hollywood studios. Tell us how that experience happened and your interaction with Mr. James Olmos.
Edward James Olmos. So I knew that after high school, I knew that I didn't want to go to college because I knew I wanted to be an actor. And so what I did is I went and applied at all major studios, Warner Brothers, Universal, Paramount, all the major studios, whatever job they had. And back then, there was no internet and nothing like that. So you literally had to walk in human resources, fill out a paper application with a pen, you know, do all that. So it was time consuming, my guy. And I was driving around. I didn't get a call from nobody with the exception of Universal Studios. And they gave me a job as a security guard. So I took that job, you know, because I wanted to be, the reason I applied at all the studios is I wanted to figure out how to get my foot in the door. But every time I would ask, you know, once I got the job at Universal, I was a security guard guarding sets, movie sets. And I would ask actors, how do you become an actor? And they're like, oh, man, you know, you got to be in the union, but in order to be in the union, you got to do a union show. And it was like a catch-22 thing, you know, so it seemed almost impossible. Until one day, you know, I'm working the production gate entrance with me and my buddy, and into production gate, only production vehicles are allowed. The main gate was for all guests and, you know, the visitors and whatnot, but the production gate was only strictly for production vehicles. And, you know, one time this Porsche 911 drives up, and I'm thinking, oh man, this guy's lost. You know, and he had Florida license plates, tinted windows. So then I knock on the window, tell him to put it down, and lowers the window. I'm about to tell him that he's in the wrong gate, and my jaw drops. because it's Edward James Olmos. Now, mind you, I've been a fan of Mr. Olmos for a very long time. First thing I ever saw him in was in a movie called Zoot Suit, and then he booked a gig as a series regular on Miami Vice, a show from back in the early '90s.
Yes.
I was a fan of his because I looked up to him because he was a Mexican American actor, Latino actor who was making it in Hollywood, and that's the reason why I looked up to him. So when I saw it was him, I was just like, wow, Mr. Olmos, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm a huge fan. I'm an aspiring actor. I'm trying to do what you do. You inspire me to want to be an actor. And he's like, do me a favor. Come here, don't call me Mr. Olmos. You make me feel like my father when you call me Mr. Olmos. And I was like, yeah.
That's spot on. That's spot on too.
Right. Right. But I was like, okay, Eddie, sounds good, man. And he was just starting pre-production on American Meat, which was a really gritty film about the Mexican mafia and how it began and all the workings and outs of it. And he was directing it and starring in it. It was his directorial debut. He would be coming through the gate to avoid the long line at the main gate. He would always come through my gate and I let him in, but he would always stop for like 2 weeks straight. He would always stop and say, hey, Rolando, how you doing today? Everything good? Yeah, thanks. Okay, see you later. And, one day, this guy just driving out of the gate, and I was working with a partner in the truck gate. And my little partner, Randy, he's a little Filipino dude who he'd been trying to be an actor for a minute too. And he already had headshots and all that shit. So the guy that's exiting goes, hey, which one of you guys is Rolando? I go, that's me. He goes, hey, listen, Eddie, I'm casting director for Eddie Olmos' film American Me. He wants to know if you want to audition for his movie. He's looking for a Latino to play a cop, and he likes the way you look in your security guard uniform. I'm like, well, shit. I mean, I've never done anything, and I can be an extra. He's like, no, I don't hire extras. I hire actors. And I was like, well, shit, okay. Well, my buddy, he puts his 2 cents in, and he's like, I'm an actor. Can I audition too? And he's like, yeah. Why don't you both come on down, tomorrow and audition for it? And I was like, okay, fine. Well, this was on a Friday, and I blew it off. I didn't go.
What?
I didn't go to the audition.
Well, you was
I felt no. You know what it was? I felt that it was too good to be true, and it was a fluke. There's no way. There's just no way, right? So then I go to work. My buddy Randy, the little Filipino dude, comes to the gate. He's like, dude, where were you? They were asking about you. I go, shut the fuck up. They weren't asking. They were asking about you. And the guy's name was Bob Moronis. I'll never forget his name. Bob Moronis, the casting director. He goes, yeah, Bob's like, dude, he wants to know what happened. And here's his extension. He said to give him a call. I'm like, oh, shit. So I gave him a call from the trick. I go, hey, Bob, what happened to you, man? We were waiting for you. Dude, I'm so sorry. My car broke down. I barely got to work in time. Well, I was bullshitting like an actor. And he's like, well, listen, can you come over during your lunchtime? I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go. I said, fuck it, I'll go. So I went during my lunchtime, and this is back when they had the VHS cameras,
Yes.
the big ass cameras.
The big one.
And he's got it on a tripod. Yeah, the really big ones. And he gives me 2 pieces of paper with a bunch of lines. I go, okay, what am I supposed to do? He's like, you really had never done this before, have you? I go, no, I told you, but you want to be an actor. I go, well, yeah. Well, you need to learn this shit, man. I go, okay, what do I do? He said, read the fucking lines and pretend to be a cop. That's it. Can you do that? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. All right, sure. And I met a couple of dick cops in my day, right? I was like, all right, let me just pretend to be one of those guys. So I did the lines and everything, and boom, boom, boom. He recorded me on that VHS camera, and next thing you know, I leave, and I don't think anything of it. 2 days later, I'm getting ready for work. I get a phone call. I pick up the phone and I go, hello. Hey, Rolando. Yeah. Hey, it's Bob Barones. How you doing? Like, hey, Bob, what's up? He's like, so you say you never acted before, right? No. He goes, actually, no. And he goes, and you never taken any kind of acting classes or anything, right? I go, no. Actually, no. He says, and he goes, well, guess what? So, Eddie Olmos and Sean Daniels, the producer of the film, looked at the VHS tape of you and about 20 other actors for the same role, and they chose you. Congratulations. Wow. You got the part. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. He's like, did you hear what I just said? He goes, did you hear what I just said? You got the part. I go, yeah, I heard you. Thanks. He's like, all right, man, my assistant will be in touch with you long details. I hung up. Bro, when I hung up,
oh man,
I was like, wait, I got a part in the movie. Shit. I got a part in the movie. Wow. Holy shit, I got a part in the fucking movie. Listen, I'm like, Mom, Dad, fucking apartment. There's nobody home. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, I just got a part in a major motion picture, a studio motion picture, Universal Film, and I'm like, dude, I lost it. I couldn't believe it. And that was the beginning of my career. I had one scene and one line in that movie. And that one scene and one line has led to over 30 years of me being an actor.
Wow.
Rolando, that is an amazing story. And what a way to come in. That's an American classic. American media is phenomenal movie. I mean, for all Latinos, it's like that's the rite of passage. Hey, you got to see that movie first, and then you move on to the other gangster movies. But that is amazing.
Well, you watch American Me first, then Blood In, Blood Out.
There you go.
Yeah, Blood In, Blood Out.
Actually, no. You know what? No, let me correct myself. Okay, if you're a real Latino, especially if you're a real Chicano, the order the films need to be watched is Boulevard Nights, then American Me, then Blood In, Blood Out.
You're right.
Now, tell me, you guys know Boulevard Nights.
I'm about to tell you no, man.
I got to be honest, I don't know. But I'm going to watch it now.
Well, you're a Yankees fan, bro. So that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
Get him, Rolando.
Fucking Yankees.
Get him.
Yankees.
I can't laugh too hard. I'm a Met fan.
Well, hey, you know what? It's okay. You guys are like my cousins. I got two cousins that grew up in New York. One of them is a Yankees fan. He grew up in Washington Heights. The other one grew up in the Bronx, and he's a Mets fan. All right, so you guys are like my cousins. So I'm gonna give you shit the way I give them shit. You know,
that's fine.
So Rolando, so this is a phenomenal start. You get your first gig in this major movie, and you just said that you've been in the movie industry now for 30 years. How many movies have you been in? Because I was checking your IMDb, I lost count. I was like, yo, you've been working, brother. You've been working.
I have over 100, I think it's almost 115 credits to my name, which include films and television shows.
Wow.
And so I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed to have had the longevity that I've had in my career. And I like to give thanks to Edward James Olmos for starting off my career, first and foremost. Secondly, I give credit to my natural born talent because I never have taken an acting class in my life.
No.
And when people say no.
Oh wow!
Never. And when people say, well, how did you learn how to act if you didn't take an acting class? It's called the school of life. Mm-hmm. I take things that have happened in my life, in my real life, and put it into my acting.
Really?
Yeah. Because if you really think about it, our life is this world is our stage. Our life is our story, the movie, if you will, So all you're doing is you're retelling your story, And when I dive deep into a character, I incorporate a lot of things that I've gone through personally in my life into the character. I have a short film that I did back in 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. And it made the film festival circuits. Now, the reason I did this short film was because it had to do with a story of a father and a son who haven't talked to each other for decades because the son came out to his father during Thanksgiving dinner and the father kicked him out.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, for being gay. And that resonates with me because I happen to be a gay man myself. And when I read the story, it really broke my heart, So I ended up playing the writer. His name is Fabian Martin, and his wife Maria Martin. He's a fabulous writer. It was based on his wife's younger brother, who happened to be gay, and the father and him got into a fight and got kicked out and all that. So it was based on that true story. So it was a true story. So when I played the father, there's a scene in there where the father is pretty much on his deathbed, and the son comes and sees him. And when the father sees him, he breaks down and he tells him, I'm so sorry for not being a good father. I'm sorry for kicking you out. I screwed up, and and the son forgives him. The son forgives his father, and it really, really, my performance in that, where I break down and cry, and my son lays his head on my chest, and there's this, oof, hold on.
No.
This happens to me.
Listen, that's why Chris, he was nominated for Best Actor in that film. Did you win? Did you end up winning that award?
I did not. I was runner up.
What's the name of the movie?
400 Miles.
It's a short film called 400 Miles. You can find it on Vimeo. Just look up 400 Miles short film, and Felix Martínez is the director, so you'll find his director's cut in there. But every time I watch it, every time I think about that scene, I get emotional because it was very easy for me to break down because, like I said, the story truly broke my heart. So it made it that easy for me to be able to break down and cry.
Yeah, no, and all the write-ups, everybody say you did a phenomenal job. I mean, the whole cast did a great job. They got nominated too, right, for Best Film, and you got nominated for Best Actor. It was unfortunate.
Yeah, it was at the it was at the Beaufort International Film Festival in South Carolina. We flew out there and everything, and it was a great time, and they treated us great. But that's one of the short films that I've done that I'm extremely, extremely proud of. Of the entire cast and my work personally as well.
So in 30 years, would you say that was the most rewarding experience working in the movie industry?
It was definitely the most rewarding experience doing that short film because of the fact that it had to do with the LGBTQ community. It was a story about the LGBTQ youth, and I was able to get that story across and that message across, but also there's another film that I did. This was called Crazy Beautiful, where I play the older brother of Jay Hernandez in that film. And, my character, Hector, he's a thug. He's a gangster who didn't do much with his life. He's still living at home with his mom. And his younger brother, was played by Jay Hernandez, is a really smart, athletic football player in high school, has the opportunity to go to college and all that. There's a scene in there where, because he's dating Kirsten Dunst in the movie. Kirsten Dunst did a great job too, and but he's losing focus because of this relationship with his white girl, right? So he comes home late, and and our mom's, we're in the kitchen having dinner, and our mom's like, "Hey, Carlos, where have you been? We've been waiting for you, blah blah." And he goes off on our mom and says, "Well, stop worrying about me. Get off my ass." And me, as an older brother, I slam my hand on the table. I get up. I go, look, don't talk to moms like that, fool. And he's like, well, what are you going to do? So I get up in his face, man. I get up in his face and I let him know. I'm like, you know what? She busted her ass and the shit job for you. I said, not for me. Every single fucking day. You owe it to make something of yourself. And I push him. And he pushes me back. He goes, why? Because you did it? I go, yeah. No, you're right. You know what? I'm not as smart as you. I'm not as fast as you. You have the opportunity to become whatever the fuck you want to become. Whatever you want. And for you to throw it away for that white girl number, but in the hands, I'm not going to let you do that shit to yourself or to moms anymore. ¿Me entiendes? And he looks away and I go, look at me. ¿Me entiendes? And then he walks right past me.
Don't disrespect moms like that, fool.
You gonna tell me how to talk? Huh?
Hey, so you know what? Let me tell Ma, por favor. Ma, por favor. Let me tell you something, Holmes. She busts her ass every day at a shit job for you, S.A. Not for me. Every day, S.A. You owe it to her to make something of yourself.
Why? Because you did it? Huh?
Hey, calma. Héctor, esto no es la forma.
Yeah, Simone, you're right. You got it. Let me tell you something else. I'm not like you, fool. I'm not as smart as you. I'm not as fast as you. You got something that I never had, S.A. You got the opportunity to become whatever the hell you want to become, fool. You can be a pilot. You can be that congressman if you want, S.A. Whatever you want. And for you to just throw that away for that white girl, that's nothing but pendejadas, fool. And I'm not gonna sit around and let you do that shit to yourself or to moms anymore. You understand me? Look at me, ese. ¿Me entiendes?
Bro, that scene right there,
Uh-huh.
I get so much love from, I've had youngsters come up to me and tell me, hey, you were that guy that played in Crazy Beautiful. I go, yeah. Man, I just want to tell you, man, that scene in the kitchen, you reminded me of my dad. You reminded me of my older brother when they were trying to school me, and now they're either locked up or they're dead. And I just want to thank you because you opened my eyes up to be a better person. And man, when I get those type of compliments, bro, it really gets me emotional because if I'm able to move one person in a positive direction through my performance, through my job, I've done and accomplished what I set out to accomplish. Because when I wanted to become an actor, the reason I wanted to become an actor was because I wanted to move people. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to make people feel what I felt. The catalyst that made me become an actor was River Phoenix. And I don't know if you know who River Phoenix is.
Yeah, that's the younger brother of Joaquin. He passed away.
He passed away, yeah.
River Phoenix, in the movie called Stand By Me, he was 12 years old. The first time ever in my life that I cried because of a film, because his performance in that film where he cries, it just moved me so much that that's the moment I said, oh my God, this is what I want to do. I want to move people like that. I want people to feel something, whether it be laughter, anger, hatred. I want to move people. And that's what I set out to do, man. And then, when I get those type of comments from people, on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and they tell me that I've inspired them, I've done my job.
No,
I've done my job. Means a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely rewarding. I'm sorry, Chris, you had something?
No, that I understand what he's saying. It means a lot because, of course not. It's just as being. It's all about being a good human being, man. And
exactly.
The other day, a friend of ours invites me over to his house, and and then he goes, "I love your energy, Chris. I love." So that small, in that small stage, I can understand what he's talking about because it just makes you feel good that you're making other people feel good and you're bringing joy to somebody's life.
And Chris, imagine Rolando doesn't even know these people. It's just through the screen. So the performance is so convincing that it resonates with these people and they just move that. And that is very rewarding. Hey,
exactly.
Rolando, I gotta ask you because we were talking about it at the top of the show before you jumped on with us. Dave Chappelle, he recently did a special. By any chance, do you get to capture the special?
You know what's funny? I just saw it last night.
What are your thoughts?
Okay, me too.
Okay. Okay. So I heard about him getting backlash from the trans community. And this is the thing. He's been getting a lot of shit from the trans community for a while now, not just from this show. But the one thing that I am part of the LGBT community. Okay, I'm a gay man, and my opinion is this: as an artist myself, what people don't understand is that that's what Dave Chappelle is. He's an artist. He's a comedian. And comedians make fun of everybody. Every single person. Okay? That's the art form, to make people laugh. Now, in that special, he was talking about a friend of his that was trans.
Daphne.
Yep.
Yes.
Daphne. Daphne. And let me tell you something. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched the show, but spoiler alert, okay? I'm giving you a spoiler alert. When he was breaking down how they became friends and, you know, she bombed the first 45 minutes when he was opening set and everything. And then when he gets to the part where, you know, she's really funny off stage and this and that, and he formed this beautiful friendship with a trans woman.
That was amazing.
With a trans woman, right? But what really broke my heart is the fact that when she defended Dave Chappelle, her own community turned against her.
That you know what, that really hurt.
And drove her to kill herself.
That was really sad. That was so sad.
So for me, I'm emotional about it right now because I got emotional about it last night because that broke my heart, bro. Like, our own fucking community did that, drove her to suicide.
So who's worse, right? You start thinking. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Rolando, but you start thinking, is the artist that's up there to make us laugh, to make us, you know, or your own community attacking one of their own? You understand? That's horrible. Yeah,
that's worse. That's worse. Because the community should have realized that this woman was not defending Dave Chappelle blindly. She was defending him because she knew him on a personal level and understood his comedy. Understood that it's comedy. It's an art form. And therefore, whenever Dave Chappelle talks about a gay man or don't touch me, I don't take offense to it because I know it's an act, you know. So my opinion is that my own community needs to look at themselves and try. You talking about tolerance? What that was intolerant.
Yep,
exactly.
And it drove a beautiful person to kill themselves. It's horrible.
Horrible.
It's very horrible. And Rolando, I really appreciate you opening up and sharing, your thoughts on that. And it was well said because it's true. You got to be able to separate the two, the art and what the person's actions are.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as me as an actor when I play a character. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. The one character that people know me the most for is Baby Joker from Next Friday. Right? Okay.
Joker, yeah.
So let me explain something to you. My friend Danny La Paz, who was the star of Boulevard Nights, and he played Big Puppet in American Me. He would go to lowrider car shows and do autograph signings, of all his pictures from the movies. And one day he's like, dude, you should come through, man, sign autograph pictures from Next Friday. And, we sell them and take pictures of the. All right, sure, no problem. So I started going to these Lowrider car shows across around the country, and every time the homies would come up, right? Hey, orale, hey dog, you got to play Baby Joker, huh? I go, yeah, bro, yeah. And they go, hey homie, can I get your picture? Yeah, sure thing, bro, no problem. Who do I make it out to? They look at me like, hey homie, you sound different, Holmes. Why you talking all funny and shit? I'm like, because this is my regular voice. He's like, yeah, but in the movie you sounded like a real G.
Well, we forgot to count that shit. Hey, get up. Business first. Hey, Baby Joker, come on. Gotta buck the business.
Hey, does that Chico? What's wrong with him?
I don't know. That dog got issues.
Hey, so what's wrong with my perro? What you do to my dog, fool?
Nothing. They just keep counting the money, huh?
I'm like, it's called a character. Like people literally expect me to be that character, in real life. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just found it like it's like, really, guys, you guys don't understand. This is the character I play. The person that's speaking to you right now, this is who Rolando Molina is. I mean, I get it and I don't get it, because at the same time I feel like, okay, am I really that good of a fucking actor? Where's my Academy Award? Because people really believe that I'm that person and that character. Like, Jesus.
Oh my God. Hey, listen, it's good to be known for something though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, Rolando, we have about 6 minutes left. I want to give you opportunity to plug anything that you're working on. Where could folks find you? What are your handles, your social media addresses, so people can reach out?
If you say one of your handles is Baby Joker, we're gonna have a problem.
Hey, Baby Joker on Instagram.
Nah, bro, never that. Well, the one thing that I want people to understand is this: that I thank every single person. Listen, I love all my fans. I love all my followers, because they are the reason why I do what I do. But I want people to understand that Rolando Molina is an actor who plays many, many different roles, many different characters, many different films and shows. Next Friday is a cult classic, and I understand why everybody's like, hey, it's Baby Joker. Fine. But I've played so many different characters, so please Google my name, go to my IMDb, go find the films I've been in, the TV shows I've been in, and go watch it. The diversity of different characters that I've played. Yes, I played Baby Joker, but I've also played a father, but I've also played an electrician, but I've also played a lab technician, but I've also played a federale in Mexico. I mean, there's just so many different characters that I played, and I would love for people to get to know those other characters that I played, so they can, I was even in Sons of Anarchy. I don't know if anybody knew that, but so please, if you guys are going to go look at my films and television shows, I'd really appreciate that. Now, as far as my social media, I'm really not on Facebook, even though I do have a Facebook, but I'm really not on there. But my Instagram is Real Rolando Molina. My TikTok is Rolando Molina 91. And those are the only two social medias platforms that I'm currently using right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, also, Rolando's IG page is great, especially if you want good eats. He goes everywhere he goes. He's doing like a review, and don't watch him at 12 o'clock at night, because you're just starving. You're like, oh my God.
I do, man. I do that. I love, I'm a foodie. I'm definitely a foodie. So whenever anybody tells me, hey, you should check out this place, I go check it out. I'll do a review, I'll put it together, a TikTok video, an Instagram video, and just tell them what I think,
Hey, Rolando, Rolando, you got to do a review on the pupusas. That's the greatest thing on earth.
I did.
When?
I
really?
did. Yeah. Well, it's on my TikTok. Where there was this little pupusa stand here in downtown LA. There's a brewery called Angel City Brewery, and one day I was driving by there and I saw this pupuseria stand right on the corner. And I went to it, and man, let me tell you, it's one of the best pupusas in LA that I've ever had. So I did a TikTok video about it. So go check out my TikTok. You'll find it in there. And it's amazing. But I have done it. I have done a pupusa review.
I gotta go check it out.
Boy, I'm Salvadoran.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I saw you doing reviews on tacos. I said, "Where's the pupusas?" And then, but I gotta check your TikTok.
Check it out.
But
you gotta open up a TikTok, man.
No, definitely.
So, okay, one last thing. So, the last thing that I did was a guest star on a show called Animal Kingdom on TNT.
Okay.
I'm in season 5, episode 9, and it's a quick little cameo, but it's an awesome little cameo. I love the character I played. I had a lot of fun doing it. Shout out to Leah George. She's the one that played opposite of me. And then also, I'm going to be working on another short film, which I'm going to be co-directing with a friend of mine in San Antonio. Nice. So, be on the lookout, guys. And I'm auditioning right now because of COVID. We got shut down for last year, but productions are coming back in. I'm starting to audition again, and I'm getting pretty close to booking something. So just be on the lookout. And the one thing that I'm going to tell you guys is, don't be surprised if I pop into your living room or bedroom from time to time.
Wow.
Hey! Rolando, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you. Keep doing your thing, man. And thank you for sharing, opening up and sharing your story, man. I'm very grateful from the bottom of my heart, and much success, bro. God bless.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys so much. And by the way, guys, yesterday was National Coming Out Day. So I did a coming out story on my TikTok, which I'm probably going to post on my Instagram now that I think about it. So be on the lookout for that.
3, 2, 1, action.
Hey, it's your boy Rolando Molina, and you guys are listening to the Breeze Shooters podcast. Please like and subscribe.
That's a professional right there, Chris. That's a pro.
That's
a pro.
That's what they called him. You never acted. That's what they called him, man.